Hi everyone, it's Gina from Gina K Designs and welcome back to another 5-minute card video. Today I'm going to show you how to foil with no heat and how to make your own rainbow foil. To begin, I'm going to start with a piece of the Gina K Designs fancy foil in the sparkling silver color. Now this foil is very thin and I like to cut my pieces in half to start, but once I get them in half, I usually use a rotary cutter for that. Once I get them in half, if I want to trim them down, it can be a little difficult. So this is a little trick. Just sandwich that foil in between two pieces of cardstock, and then you can cut this foil easily on any paper cutter. So I'm going to cut this one down to 3¼ inches by 4½ inches. That's just a little bit smaller than the die plate that I'm going to use, so that foil will tuck underneath really nicely. And you can see I do have a bunch of little edges, and I'm not going to waste them. All of that white cardstock will become sentiment strips, and all of that foil will go for other foiling projects. So my next step is to color the foil. Now I'm going to use Copic markers for this. You do have to use an alcohol marker for this because foil is non-porous. Now the colors I'm going to use are R46, which is the red, YR68, which is the orange, Y18 for the yellow, G05 for the green, B16 for the blue, and FV2 for the purple. I will add all of these colors to the description here on YouTube so you can find them easily, but you can use any colors you want. Now I'm going to just do streaky lines right over this silver foil. The sparkle and the glittery foil effect doesn't change when you color over this, and it's just beautiful. So I started with the R46, and now I'm going to go to the YR68 to add my orange. I'm just doing these in the usual rainbow order, and it's okay if it's not perfect to the edge because you're not going to see that. Now, even if your colors look a little bit streaky, that doesn't matter either. It's going to glitter and sparkle and shine, and once everything is dry, it really seems to smooth out. So my next color is the G05. Now that marker is a Chow marker. That's why that one looks a little bit different. It's still a Copic and it works the same way. The rest of my markers are sketch markers. I have quite a variety of styles. Here's a little B16 going on there. And then I'm going to finish it off with my final color, which is the purple, FV2. Now, if you're making a mini slimline or a slimline card and you need one more color, use a hot pink after that, and that will complete that rainbow. So here I have our Peace, Love, Joy plate, and I cut it out using a piece of white cardstock. So to save a little time, I pre-cut that, but I want to remind you right now to save all the inside letters. You're going to need them. So I'm using a little bit of tape runner here around a piece of red velvet cardstock. I'm not going all the way to the edge, but this is how I'm going to adhere my foil to my cardstock. Now this piece of cardstock I cut with the Master Layers 2 die set. I used the plain die because our die plates mount perfectly with the Master Layouts 2. Now once you've tapped that down, then you can see the die plate cutout there goes right on top. So I'm going to put some tape runner right around the edge here and make sure I get it all the way around so that if there's any parts of the foil that are loose, nothing's going to slip out. And I do have a little bit of glue around the edges, so I'm just taking my finger and lightly rubbing off the glue. Be careful if you do this so you don't get a paper cut. Just do it very lightly. Then I'm going to mount that right on top, just checking my borders and making sure they're even all the way around. And once I have it in place, you can see how beautiful that rainbow foil looks. It's so shiny and glittery. Now remember, I told you to save the letters because we need to put those inside pieces for those particular letters inside. So you're going to keep the letters and you're going to just put those in place as a template. And I don't have any glue back there or anything because we're going to pop them back out when we're done. So I'm just placing these letters inside the open spaces. And once they're in place, then I'm going to get a little bit of Connect glue. Now you don't need a lot of glue here. I'm putting a tiny dot in the center, just enough to hold it in place, but not so much that it squeezes out from underneath this little die cut piece. I'm popping that into place and then pressing it down with my craft pick. My next one is the A. Now for the A, you only need a tiny little dot of glue, the tiniest dot. And then again, using my jewel picker side of my pick and stick tool, I am picking that up, popping it in place, and then just giving it a little pressure with the stick part. For the O, just a little line going down the center, and the same thing, I'm picking this up with the jewel picker end. I have a little glue there. Picking it up with the jewel picker end, popping it into place, and then again pressing it down with the picker side. Now this one, same thing, but I tried to pick it up with the jewel picker. It's a little heavy because it's so big, and I realized I didn't need to use the jewel picker, so I just picked it up and placed it right in the center there. And once again, pressed it down with the poker side of the pick and stick tool. Now, to remove the letters, just slightly bend the cardstock, get your stick under there, and then just pop the letter off. And you can see the part that you glued down stays behind, and you have all of those inside pieces of those letters in perfect position. To finish off my card, I adhered that panel to a white card base, and there is my finished card. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's 5-minute card video, and I hope you'll give this one a try. Stay tuned to my channel for more 5-minute card videos and more Stamp and Chat live videos too. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon.